The United States of America almost became a monarchy. Not almost like a close vote in Congress, almost like the man himself was offered the crown directly by his own soldiers, and he seriously had to think about how to say no without destroying everything. The man was George Washington, and this moment almost changed every single thing about the country you live in today. Here is exactly what happened. It was 1782. The Revolutionary War was winding down. America had just defeated the most powerful empire on earth, and the country was euphoric. But the new government was broke, chaotic, and barely functioning. Soldiers hadn't been paid in months. The Continental Congress was completely powerless. Nobody trusted that this fragile new democracy would actually survive. And in the middle of all that chaos, a colonel in Washington's own army named Louis Nicola wrote him a letter. The letter argued, calmly and logically, that democracy was too weak to hold America together, that what this new nation truly needed was a strong, singular leader, a monarch, a king. And then Nicola said the quiet part out loud. He suggested that George Washington should be that king. Think about what that moment actually meant. Washington was the most celebrated, most trusted, most beloved man in America. His soldiers worshipped him, the public adored him. If any single human being on earth could have pulled off becoming an American king, it was him. And here is the part that should genuinely stop you cold. He could have said yes. There was no law stopping him. There was no military force powerful enough to oppose him. The same army that had just defeated the British Empire would have followed George Washington anywhere, including onto a throne. But Washington didn't just say no. He wrote back to Nicola immediately, and he was furious. He told Nicola that no idea could be more fatal to American liberty, that the suggestion filled him with painful feelings, that if Nicola had any regard for his country, for Washington himself, or for his own honor, he would banish those thoughts forever and never speak of them again. Washington didn't want a crown. He wanted to go home to his farm in Virginia. And that decision, that one man choosing to walk away from total power, is the reason America became a republic and not a kingdom. King George III of Britain, when he heard that Washington had refused power and planned to resign his military command and return to civilian life, reportedly said, "If he does that, he will be the greatest man in the world." The King of England, calling an American general the greatest man in the world because he gave up the chance to be a king. Every president who came after Washington, every election you have ever voted in, every peaceful transfer of power this country has ever had, it all traces back to one man reading one letter and choosing to say no. And almost nobody talks about this.